everybody, how's it going? Today is about song creation and the way that we create music on Ableton's Move. Some exciting announcements in the world. Today I've noticed the announcement of the OPXY, so there were some really cool announcements today. Last night. Synth Anatomy has an article on it, and the pictures look insane. I'm sure Teenage Engineering site's new right now, so I'm sure it's the release, and it's all chromatic, or like chromatic color, like black to white to gray. It's really awesome. Yeah, today we're gonna try to make a song, and we're gonna talk about how we pull that off. And today, when I talk about making a song, we're gonna think maybe more start to finish instead of just like, I don't know, I was talking a lot about like bass lines, I was talking a lot about, how to write chords, and I was talking a lot about maybe like types of drum beats, but I never specifically started getting into like, how do we tie this all together to make a song? We've talked a lot about the theory of music, which is great, but once you know so much theory, you gotta actually start applying it and practicing it. And in today's lesson, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see how can you get creative in a short amount of time, because nobody has a lot of time nowadays. So how can we, in a short amount of time, create a song? So we're gonna write a song with Ableton Move. We're gonna have some education on how Move pulls that off and how easy you can write music with Move. And then from there, yeah, we're just gonna keep working and see how this all unfolds in front of us. The first thing I typically do is pick drums. So I always say the rhythm of the song is first. So I always go with drums, and also like I do a piano as well, or some kind of tool for writing the chord structure that I'm about to pull off. So the reason I do drums first is so I don't have to listen to a metronome click into my face, and I can pick a tempo. Let's say this time I pick 92, and let's say I'm going to listen to this kit. Perfect. And I just pick like the easiest beat I could write as fast as I can, right? So halftime, snares in the middle, kicks are in the beginning. I made it 2 bars, and I'll do a little variation on the kick now, where there's an extra little spot. Right, and I can also do a little variation with the hi-hat, and I can change those volumes so those are just lighter, so you don't hear these last 2 as loud. So I crescendoed down, right? So it sounds like a real drummer. And then I'm going to duplicate the loop, and at the end of the 4th bar, I'm going to do a little bit of a like kind of snare fill. So let's think. Alright, and same thing. I'm not going to make them all the same volume. We're going to just make some of them a lot lower, so they sound like ghost notes. Yeah. And on the Move, I found like around 40% is like ghost notey. Anything above that, it's pretty predominant. So yeah, so we got a drum beat going. And I do that really fast. I don't know if I know the genre of this, if it's like a funk beat or what we would call this, right? And I make sure I have good ride, a couple toms. That's always really important to me in songwriting. So I make sure the kit is like a full drum set. So drums are done. Took us not much time. And when we look here, we got the drum beat. If I want, I'm going to copy it over, next pattern. So if I just wanted the drums, nothing else, we have that in a scene. Okay. And now I'm going to start thinking about the chord melody. And when I do that, I'm going to pick a key signature. So we're going to put ourselves in a key. I'm going to pick D major. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and yes, I just pick it as fast as I can. So then I would do my Roman numerals. So I have my writing helper, and this comes from the circle of fifths. All right, so I write it down really fast. So in my brain, I have that down. And in D major, I like the 3 chord a lot lately. which is the 3rd scale degree, right? I don't know why I like it. If this is just like our intro to music or intro to writing a song, this scene is going to be 1 chord, okay? Because it's kind of going to be what I consider my build up. All right, so I'm going to pick the 3 chord as my intro. And I'm doing this really fast, like I said. So now I'm going to hit record. I'm going to do this live. I'm going to do a couple bars of live recording the 3 chord, which is F sharp minor. And that's a Phrygian scale, but we're just going to play it. Let's see the chord. Ready? Clips, duplicate to the next part. Now, the trick I do on Move that makes it feel like it has more tracks is I'm actually going to play a little bit more on this one. So I'm going to play actually a lower note as the progression goes. We got here. Right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see the notes as I've played. So here we go. Bass now. And now, we talked about bass lines the other day, and I keep it simple, but to me, instead of playing the triad, I actually play the 1st, the 3rd, and the 7th, because I know I've played that in the chord, and I like that sound with the bass a little bit better because it's lower than the root. It's like a leading tone is what it's called, okay? So Secret in Joseph's World, that's what I use. And so now we're on the 3rd part, and I'm recording this, the session clip now, and we're going to go into the bass. So we're going to have our lead in, and I'm going to record a bass. Simplicity is the key here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate some of my sounds, and I'm going to do this kind of fast. We're in the 3rd clip. A little more is going on, and I'm going to automate these 2. I'm going to automate my piano sound a little bit, and I'm going to automate the bass sound. And we're going to start with the bass one. If I touch these, it tells me what's happening. So we're going to filter the envelope on the bass. So let's take a record, and here we go. The bass. And that subtle variation is bringing harmonics and taking away harmonics. Here we go with the automation. that's my clip. Right, I'm going to quantize. And that's quantizing the knob, roll a little, 50%. So now you're seeing that I've gone 3 bars in move. Now we have one more here where I can explore the lead, or what could I do? I could expand the progression. Okay, so the intro has gone into the 3rd clip. And this is where some people worry that move doesn't have enough. That's fine, it's just to start a song. And what we're going to do now is we're going to explore 2 things. I can go to this clip to make one part. Let's say we want to stay on the 3. And then I can use this to make a whole new progression. So if I'm going to play lead now on the 3 chord, I can do it here. And here I'm going to make a brand new progression, and we're going to write it out over there on the paper. So we use 3. The idea that I'm going to use my piano real quick to show you that that's kind of how I write. I'm going to stop all the clips so nothing's playing. And now if we were like, well, we were heavy on that 3 chord, which is cool. Resolution is falling back to a major. And that 3 chord is actually built into our 1. So a 1 chord is going to sound really good to bring it home. And the 6 chord does that really well too, because the 6 chord and the 1 chord share notes. So the trick that I'm going to teach everybody, the reason I like using a 3 is because if I do a 3, 1, 6 progression, it's really crazy. Look at how the chord works out. The 3 is like what? F sharp, A, C sharp, right? It would be E would be next, you know. So this is the 3, the 4, the 5, or no, sorry, 3, the 5, the 7, is that right? Yeah, 7th, and that's the 9th, right? And these are like scale degrees. But if I add a D right here, 1, and then if I add a 6 down here, the 6th chord, which is B, do you see how it's all within the same connected chord? So I secretly did a 3, 1, 6 because every single note is built into that, right? So now let's look at how this is going to unfold. Our first progression was really cool. Our second one's going to sound neat too. Let's listen to what we were doing. So there's our little chill wave, whatever we want to call it, right? All right, but now I want to do my new progression with a drum beat, yes, no other sounds, and we're going to do the chord progression on this block here, on our clip here in the session. Ready? So here we go. We're going to do a 3, we're going to do a 1, we're going to do a 6. So it's going to sound really cool. Ready? Here we go. So I'm going to put the click on this time just in case. I'm going to turn up the volume, and I'm going to hit record. Here we go. Duplicate the loop. We did this last time. Quantize, right? And now, right, I can play over that little. So I'm going to play my 7ths over top of everything. Now, here we go. I played my 7th later in the chord, right? Because I wasn't as good as playing. Which means I played the upper registers of the chords later. See my 7, and the 7th in the chord. And even the 9th. Yeah, see that? So I slipped jazz in kind of cool there. And now we're also going to play our bass line because we have our full progression that we started with 3, and now we're on 3, 1, 6. Okay, so here's how everything's going to go. We're going to hit record, and everything's going to take shape on the bass line. If you're watching, we're studying song creation, Ableton Move, and we're figuring out, can I make a quick song? And this is how it unfolds in front of us from all the lessons we've learned with me on the stream. Hopefully this is putting some of the dots together. We're doing some down tempo, and the progression for my bass is as follows, right? It's going to be right? That's it. That's what I'm gonna play on my bass. That's my progression. So here we go. I got the progression laid out. Let's see how this records. 2, 3, 4. Quantize that, see? Now I'm going to copy, I'm going to do my recording from my lead here, and I'm going to do one addition to the drums. So ready? Let's see. 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to change that to something less pinged out. Wow, hold on. There we go. And this one I'm going to make, let's go. There we go. Let's see this now. Different there, right? We're going to do our lead, hopefully. Let's make a better one. Ready? Now, why did that sound so weird? Well, because I never played this note the whole entire time. And I decided at the end of that lead that I would throw that note, which is really strange in everything we've done. Okay, so my secret weapon is typically unleashing a note or two that I just have not played a lot inside of the song to hopefully make a later progression sound a little bit different. Some famous producers would call that the diminished, you throw something in there that just screws everybody up. And in techno, consonants, that's why I pick chords that all kind of interlock, because it makes the techno sound better, like more peaceful, more like you knew what you were doing melodically when you wrote stuff. Like just sounds so connected, right? And here's our change. Hopefully that was a good change, right? Not too bad. To be there. There you have it. There was a song in Ableton Move, about 20 minutes, simple progression, made it with techno. I wanted today's stream to be a combination of the bass line writing, the chord writing, the drum selection, the tempo we picked, and then we made it happen on 7 scenes, right? So today was kind of an important thing for me to show this. I don't know if, for me, it feels like I can kind of say that I've wrapped up a group of lessons, and that hopefully the group of lessons made a lot of sense in the world of, I kind of got where I was going this whole time. Like, I started y'all with like writing chords and talking about why, you know, the circle of fifths was so important. And now we see it in play here directly by how fast I can write music. And that's more why I share the theory lessons with everyone, because the importance is how fast you can write a song that you either continue writing and make better, or you decide that it was not the right progression and you go somewhere else. And instead of wasting time in music writing with things you don't like, I think I throw a lot at the wall with either Move or with like an OP field or with like OPZ, because all of these things allow me to write riffs and ideas like really fast. And the quicker I can keep practicing riffs, it seems like the better my music becomes, because I'm a good riff writer instead of me being so like focused on every single song and over criticizing myself that I'm not any good because I haven't practiced enough, you know? And I think that's what comes full circle. You have to practice your riff writing and your music making so much that it's second nature, that when the time comes to really shine and write, if you're under pressure or if you're around a group of people and you want to write with them, that you can do it fairly fast. And I think that's kind of the aim at practicing music theory and getting better at what you're doing when you write. With that, I'm gonna let everybody go have a good day. Hopefully the song turned out okay. My riff writing was pretty good for everybody to listen to. All right, well, hey, go enjoy the day. Thanks for watching the stream, and go make some good music and enjoy yourselves. Again, this was Move Education, songwriting with a Move in a very short amount of time. So hopefully everybody has a good day. Thanks for joining.